Hey, this is Pastor Frank with a follow-up to the sermon this last Sunday. Last Sunday we were talking about making good choices in how we work and how we approach wealth. You know, God has given you and I something very special in life. He's given us freedom. God has given us freedom in life to make choices. We do this all the time. If you were to go out and order something, you can look at the menu and you get to make a choice. What do you want to eat? You know, God has given us in His image the ability to make choices, and yet God speaks into our lives wisdom, so hopefully He's hoping that you and I will make good choices and not bad choices. And when we can hear from God and learn from God and then make choices, that's wisdom. And last Sunday, our topic was on God's wisdom for us on work. How do we approach work? If God could speak into you and I, what would He tell you and I about work? And what would He tell you and I about wealth? You know, work is something that God's designed us to be a part of. God is a worker. God has been at work, and Jesus says, "My Father is always about His work." You and I made God's image. God designed you and I to work. It's important that we work, that we get up and we accomplish things. God designed us to not just work, but when we work, the Bible says when we work unto the Lord. The Bible says that we never stop working, that we should always be at work. And we're working for God's kingdom, for God's glory. When we work, it's a purpose of why we exist. Hey mom, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you're working under the Lord. If you're going to an accountant, you're working under the Lord. If you are a police officer, your job today is working under the Lord. The Lord is your boss. And that's just an awesome thing. It's what they call the divine calling of work. Whenever we do, we work unto God. And you know, that's just something amazing. Think about it. If you were to work, if you were to sit and say, who am I working for today? Would you have a better work day? Would you act differently? Would you approach work differently if you realize that I'm working unto God? And what about your wealth? The wealth that you generate. The Bible says to honor the Lord with your wealth. Jesus tells the parable of a man who had a lot of money and yet he built big barns and bigger barns, and Jesus called this man a complete fool because that night he died and all his wealth is gone. And what the foolishness of this man, this is our sermon on Sunday, is he was so short-sighted that he was only thinking about this earth that we're living in today, which Jesus' half-brother says it's a vapor that passes in the wind. Your life and my life is a vapor. To be short-sighted and not realize that our work and our wealth needs to be seen in the enveloping canopy of the existence of God. And if we can do that, friends, there is wisdom. There is the beard. Hope you're having a great time this week as you're discussing the theology of work and the theology of wealth. Hopefully you're in a growth group this week and you're having fun discussing and talking about the scriptures and what's going on. Just want to say one thing. You know, October is already upon us, and October the 30th we're going to have a fall festival at the church. It's on a Sunday night, and I hope that you're planning on being a part of that and inviting people in your community, kids or what have you, just to come out and join us that Sunday evening for the fall festival. So good things are happening at Woodbridge. This next Sunday we're going to be talking about the wisdom of words. I think our sermon is called Shut Your Mouth. I think that's kind of fun. There's so much stuff in the Proverbs about watch out what you say, man. So don't miss this next Sunday. God bless you, Woodbridge Community Church. May the blessings of Jesus just be upon you this day. Take care now. Bye-bye.